I am Brianna Tuscani, and I teach English and African American Lit at Jordan. I started teaching in 2019, the school year that ended with the pandemic starting.
Is there anything specific that made you want to become an English teacher?
I thought about teaching in general. I saw it as a way to help people, and I saw that even though I liked learning and I learned how to play school, like learn the rules of how to win at the school game, I saw that that wasn't easy or true for everybody. And when I thought about what kind of teacher, when I settled on high school, I said, okay, what can I teach that's going to give me the biggest range of people, of abilities, of backgrounds? And English was it for me. I'm like, I'm gonna have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. In English, everybody has to take, and you have to take it at all 4 years. So I really wanted that to be true for me. I like the flexibility that we have to learn skills in literacy. And so literacy in my mind, it's just the ability to read or to understand, to be able to articulate things about ourselves, about each other, and about the world around us. And I think that there's a lot of power in that kind of knowledge, because knowledge is everywhere on the internet. What makes a good day for me at school? It's kind of hard because every day is different. That's a good thing, and that's a hard thing. There's like two kinds of good days. There's the kinds of days that I get to have now that I'm like settled in what I teach, and I know how to teach, and I have my curriculum designed. And so it's a really rewarding day when it feels like we're excited about what we're learning. We're having authentic moments of connection, that we're bridging what we're learning in class to the real world. And then the second kind of good day is the really hard days where my students are hurting or there's some kind of craziness going on, and when we're able to feel some kind of safety or closeness, or there's some kind of like breakthrough moment because of the hard thing, that also can feel like a good day. So good in different ways. I definitely notice that my motivation will go up and down, and it's helpful to be in community for me to stay with something. Like I have to have relationship in order to stay motivated. I do have a lot of intrinsic motivation, so not that I just force myself every day to get up and do the things, but in terms of like my core values of commitment, of loyalty, of connection, of equipping other people with the tools that they need to be well, those are the things that aren't coming from inside of me that help me keep going. And motivation a lot of times does come from when I'm being sourced as a whole person outside of school. So I can show up as a whole person inside of school, for whatever that means. Some books that have been really impactful to me are All About Love by Bell Hooks, really that whole series. In high school, I loved Pride and Prejudice, and there was probably something in there about relationships and roles of women and class that was drawing me in to that story at the time. And I read a lot, so kind of really anything that's piquing my interest about relationships, about health, about the world. There's been a lot of those. There's a couple Bible verses that do actually ground me, and I didn't really grow up reading the Bible, so that's kind of ironic. But when I think about tenets to live by, Micah 6:8, even without it being inside of like a Judeo-Christian context, says to live justly, to walk humbly, to love mercy, and I believe that that's some core values that feel important to me. Or the 1 Corinthians verse around love is patient, love is kind. In college, we talked about that verse and supplanting my name for it. And so, not always going to be patient, not always going to be kind, but how can I keep coming back to that core feels really important to me. I think a lot of my students know this about me, or they have the capacity, but I do wish that my students would know more that I'm a whole person outside of my classroom and just what I teach. That I can understand when we're having hard days, or it's hard to find motivation, or if you just are explosive with your anger or your emotions. And my job as an adult in the room is to manage all of that. But when I'm doing that for over 100 students a day, that's a lot to take in. And so when I'm showing up as tired or my patience just really isn't where it needs to be, there's usually a reason for that, even when I'm doing my best. And so sometimes I do wish there's a little bit more conscientiousness of, and I don't think folks can fully understand what it is to be a teacher, like what's asked of me in a day. And that's not on anyone else, but it might be nice if that happens sometimes. I like to be active, so I like to do yoga. I am back in a regular routine at the gym. I like to take my dog for walks or go for hikes. I really like to explore the place that I'm in, so going out to eat, trying different games, learning different things in different settings. That's usually how I'll kind of spend my free time. The statement, nothing matters, everything matters, they're both true. Like some things that feel so big and so hard right now, they might work to form you in some way, but it's not all of who you are. It's not all of your identity, for better or for worse. And also, everything does matter. Like, it all counts. It's not like we don't have purpose. It's not like there's not hope. It's not like there's not faith in a future. And part of my job is to make visible to you all the systems and the outside things out of your control that are impacting your everyday life, the decisions you're able to make, your outcomes in life. It's also true that you do have choice, that you get to choose how you want to show up in the world every day, the effort you put in, the work you put in, the discipline, how you ask for help, how you take rest and protect your peace and your joy. Those are things well within your control. And always find the people and the places that can help you grow in those areas.